This ain't no intro, this the entree. Hit the end.
Hey, this is Virgie, and welcome to my channel.
From Houston, like Auntie Beyonce. Man, my daughter couldn't have a better mom.
What up, guys? This is V's Kicks back with another video for you. So today, I wanted to come and do a story time. Now, I've never done a story time before on my channel, but I just figured, you know, why not? Wanted to do it, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So this is gonna be about the last time that I camped out for a shoe. Now, camping out for shoes isn't really as big as it was, I feel like, when I was like kind of younger getting shoes versus now, because back then, you know, you really didn't have like the online aspect, you didn't really have the app reserve, you really didn't have the raffles too much. It was pretty much first come first serve. So back in the day, yeah, I would say back in the day, most of the time when I got shoes, I camped out for it. But one of the last times I camped out for it, I feel like, you know, I don't know why I've been thinking about this story a lot, or I've just been thinking about it a lot. So I was just like, why not do a story time and talk about it? So this was either earlier this year or last year. I think it was like last year, and it was for the French Blue 12s. Now the shoe was first come first serve at the mall, at, you know, the mall that I typically go to, which is West End Mall here in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you are from the Atlanta or Georgia area, you may be familiar with the West End Mall, so you already know the kind of element, or you know how the West End Mall is. But if you're not familiar with the West End Mall, this is the West End Mall right here, right here. So
news out of Southwest Atlanta, where 4 people have been shot outside of West End Mall. Skyfox 5 is live over the scene. You can see multiple police cars there as officers investigate. Right now, Atlanta police tell us that 3 men and a woman have been shot.
Yeah, medics have taken all of them to the hospital. Fox 5's Portia Bruner at West End Mall. She just got some new information from police. And Portia, do we know at this point?
yeah, so the West End Mall is not the best mall in the world. It's really not even really a mall to me. It's honestly like a Wingstop with a Foot Locker attached to it, basically. That's what the West End Mall is. Like, you can get your chicken and you can get your gym shoes, and that's pretty, oh, and you can get mixed CDs and stuff like that. But
I ain't know your boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you hear me? Third World. And I came down here, man, strictly trying to promote, you hear me? What you promote? Man, I got this 5 mixtape, you hear me? What's it called? Oh, it's called Come Get You a Taste of This Goddamn, Louisiana Gumbo, you hear me? Yeah, that's long as hell, yeah. So what you go by? Oh, my rap name called Beretta Mac 11, 2 9s and a K. Nigga, all guns?
yeah. So anyway, they got the French Blue 12s there at like all the stores, like Foot Locker, Foot Action, Kids Foot Locker, all of them, and they were all pretty much first come first serve. So I was like, okay, I really want this shoe. Like, it was a shoe that I had, you know, that I've been wanting. So I'm like, I'm gonna just camp out for it, get it, whatever. So you know, when you camp out, you know, you kind of drive by first, you know, scope out the scene, see what's going on. So at about midnight, I drove by to see if anybody was out there. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just drive by, see if somebody out there. If they ain't, whoop-de-whoop, go back home, chill, come back. I drove by. It was a lot of cars in the parking lot, but it was only like maybe 2 or 3 people that was like actually in a line. But you know, most of the times people like stay in their cars until, like, you know, the first fool want to get up and get in line, and everybody gotta go, you know, mark their place in line. So I pulled up, I saw those people there, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna stay, but I'm gonna just stay in the car for a while. You know, it was only like 3 people. I wasn't really pressed about it. I'm like, I'm gonna just sit in the car, you know, until a little bit more people come. Then if everybody start getting in the line, I'm gonna go ahead and get in the line. So I'm sitting in my car, you know, I'm looking at Netflix, and you know, just, you know, chilling, but not really chilling, because you know, I'm kind of in the hood, it's kind of at night, I'm kind of by myself, you know, so I still kind of got to be alert. And I'm watching Netflix, you know, like the first hour kind of go by, I'm like, whatever, more people come, I go, you know, get my lawn chair, go put it in the line, you know, to kind of put my place in line, set in my lawn chair, you know, in the line for a minute. Then I went back to the car. So when I get back to the car, you know, more people start coming in. Like, these guys, they pull up behind me. So when they pull up behind me, you know, I'm looking at my rear view mirrors, you know, checking, you know, making sure they ain't, you know, about to do nothing crazy. You know, I look, they just, you know, sitting there, whatever. So then like a little bit more time go by, and then, you know, the guys, they get out their car and then they go and like get in line too. They stay in line for a minute, they put their chairs up there, and then they come back and they get back in their car. So, you know, I'm starting to get a little restless at this point, you know, starting to get a little bit more like, you know, anxious, I guess, or whatever. So then I noticed like one of the guys, you know, and it's when the night, you know, start kind of taking a turn for the worse. So like the guy, he get out his car, and I'm still kind of looking at him in my review mirrors or whatever. He get out his car, and I see like he got a gun, like, you know, in his pants. He like puts the gun in his pants. So, you know, I'm initially not thinking like, oh, okay, he about to like do something to somebody. You know, I'm just thinking like, you know, we are in, you know, the West End, you know, things can get a little rowdy, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop, you know, like I already showed y'all, you know, this the West End mall right here. So, you know, I'm not thinking like nothing too crazy, you know. So I see him put the gun in or whatever, and then, you know, he kind of like walk around the other side of the car, and then he like just keep walking straight. So I'm like, whatever, you know, he just got the gun on him for protection. He ain't, you know, try to like jiggle my car or nothing like that or mess with me. So I'm like, whatever, I ain't gonna worry about it. So then, you know, I'm like, you know, sitting there for a little bit longer or whatever, and then like this truck had been like circling around the parking lot, like this pickup truck. Now, a lot of people just kind of drive through to see what's going on, see what the line looking like, and they might not stay. So I'm just thinking, you know, he like scoping out the scene. But I'm also thinking like, you know, shoe campouts are like prime robbing time. Because just think about it. Like, you know, you got a whole bunch of people out there who are about to buy a $200+ shoe. So you know they got money, cash or cards, however they paying for their shoe, and there's a whole bunch of people out there. So I'm like, why wouldn't a robber like be, you know, out there trying to rob people? Like, cause you know they got the cash, cause everybody lined up here to get a shoe. So part of me thinking like, is he riding around trying to like scope that out, or, you know, is he just riding around like trying to scope out, you know, when he should get in line? So he rides around like, you know, maybe about 2 or 3 times, and then the 3rd time he like stops right in front of my car. So I'm like, okay, now I'm like on edge because it's somebody parked behind me, and then he parks right in front of me. So even if I just wanted to like skirt out, I can't because I'm blocked in. So he just sat there for a minute. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But then he gets out the car. So when he gets out the car, he comes to my side of the car, the driver's side, and he starts trying to open the door. And I was just like happy that my doors were locked. So he like tries to open up the door, and then I'm like, can I help you? You know, because, you know, you gotta play it like in those situations, you know, it's just, don't act like you like scared, but then you don't want to act like you whatever. So I was just like, you know, can I help you? Like, what's going on, my God? Like, but really, you know, I was just kind of like in the inside, like, yeah. So he like, you know, knocking on the door. He like open up the door, and I'm like, you know, how can I help you? Like, what do you want? Like, you know, I don't know you, my guy. I don't know you, dude. So then he like walks around to the passenger door, and he tries to like open up that door. So in my mind, I'm thinking like this guy is like trying to like rob me or something. Like, I don't understand. So I'm like, should I like cut on a car and like drive off into his car? Because like I told you, somebody's behind me, he's in front of me. So I'm like, should I just like crash into his car at this point? Like, what should I do? So then, you know, I guess he eventually gets the picture that like, you know, I'm not letting him in the car. So he gets back in his car and he drives off. But while he's driving off, he's like, oh, my bad, wrong car. And then I see him go to the other side of the parking lot, and it was a car over there just like mine. And I guess so he wasn't trying to, you know, rob me or anything. He thought I was his friend, but like, you should have known, like, or at least somebody he was meeting in the parking lot that he clearly didn't know, because I kept telling him like, I don't know you, so whatever. So then that ends, and then I see a lot of more people getting up and going in line. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna get out the car and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna sit in line with the rest of the people. So then as I'm sitting in line with the rest of the people, a fight breaks out. Like a bunch of boys who look like they had just got out the club, like they up there, and like, you know, they got out the club, they like, oh, we just got out the club, we about to get these shoes, yada yada yada. So they just like start fighting each other, and then one guy, he go jump in his car, start doing like crazy donuts around the car, trying to hit the other boys with the car, and they just like start fighting in the mall parking lot. And then they all jumped in the car and just like scurried off. So, you know, that was like the last like thing, and I was just like, dang, like, do I really want these shoes? Like, I think I should go home, because like this is the most like hype dramatic camp out like I didn't ever did. But again, I am at the West End Mall, so you know, it's not too shocking, but you know, I'm still kind of like, all right, dog, like, you know, this enough. But you know, all in all, you know, after that, you know, it started, you know, getting closer to time for them to come and release the shoes. And I actually almost didn't even get the shoe once I got to the front like of the line. Like once I got in there, and I was like, can I get a 7? They like, we ain't got no 7. I'm like, what? I'm like, let me get a 6 and that we ain't got no 6 and that. So I ended up getting a 7.5, which sometimes isn't that bad, but this time, you know, I wish I would have got that 7, because the 12s were wearing a little bit big to me, so it is a little bulkier than I would like it to be with that 7.5. But I was just like, I'm gonna just get the 7.5, because I didn't like go through all of this, and to not even get the shoe, like that just would have been just tragic, like real tragic. So ended up getting the shoe, the 7.5, and you know, it was just a really, you know, a really interesting night. And that was like actually the last time that I camped out. That wasn't the last time like I camped out, because I was just like, oh, I ain't doing this no more. You know, ever since then it's just been like app reserves and raffles and different things like that. So but I would definitely camp out again. But I guess if I had to give you guys like a moral of the story, you know, if you don't have to go camping, if you do camp for shoes, don't go alone. Try to be with people and just be mindful of your surroundings, because you know, you can't trust these people, especially, you know, especially if you know you're a female and you by yourself. You know, you just gotta be careful. Gots to be careful. But that was my story time. You know, let me know like some of you guys' like most interesting stories with camping out, because I'm pretty sure that there are like some crazy stories out here. And yeah, like make a video if you do YouTube about it, like, because yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
I guess you knew and blew a good thing, baby. Bye, baby.